We're common loaded for bear. All right. Thanks for being here. I'm here. I haven't filmed anything. I haven't really been out here in the garage with the race car. So, what are we doing? Well, I'm racing not this coming weekend, but next weekend in Reading. You may have seen a for sale ad on the internet with this car behind me. I'm still scheming on things. I wouldn't be getting out of racing. Don't worry about it. But I am, there's some opportunity out there. So I posted this thing up just to see if it would sell. It's beautiful, but we'll see. I had almost 11,000 views and 87 saves in 4 days. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm proud of this thing. So anyway, maybe I'll clue you guys in eventually, but not right now. But no serious buyers yet. So we're getting ready to race next weekend. I came home from the trip. I got the motorhome ready right away because I knew time would be tight. We've been doing competitive soccer tryouts this week, last week. So things are a little crazy around here. Tonight, a guy's coming to buy a used tranny I'm selling. Maybe selling my crappy jet boat and a radiator that I had bought for my motorhome. So there's race car money. Let me show you guys what happened to the motor. I think that baby was defective. Can piece all these back together. But I'm going to guess that thing was cracked. And then bent push rod. But motor's back together. And I don't think I ever told you guys. I did put a new lifter in it. Not because it was really damaged, but the push rod cup in the lifter, when the push rod moves in and out, it creates a slot and an opportunity for a potential failure of the push rod kind of sliding out of its push rod cup into the back of the lifter. I didn't want to mess with it. It's still a good spare in the trailer. But anyway, new lifter. So I pulled the intake again and fixed a couple small oil leaks. I feel like these Hemis, when you figure one out, you just got to kind of keep chipping away at the oil leaks. New billet blocks don't have those problems because they O-ring the head, they O-ring the oil drain backs, they O-ring the pressure feed up to the rocker arm, and they don't have leaks like these older ones do. But these are just things that you fight. So anyway, moving on. The firing order, I've been kind of plagued with these manufacturing defects. I feel like these are some new car blues, whatever. It'll be fine. We're moving past it, but the firing order on the cam was wrong. And I had it custom ground. Why would I think that it would be different than what's on the cam card? I don't know. So thank God I figured that out. But all the effort to get the thing to spool, now that all that's right, and the injectors and the coils are firing at the right time. By the way, a 2-3 miss, you can't even hear it. So anyway, something for you guys to file away in your brain, and you could probably verify that on a small block Chevy. If you switch the spark plugs, you probably won't hear an audible miss, but it'll run like crap. So anyway, I'm going to put my converter back in there, my Go Fast converter. The converter that was in here was kind of old trusty, and it's got big slip, like 17% on the top end. So this thing should rip. And I'll be probably chasing getting used to tuning the converter. I have dump valves that I play with, and we'll just be watching that G meter and that drive shaft RPM. That's all I can do. So hopefully I'll get a hang of the racetrack quick. I think there's potential for an early test day. Maybe I'll get to make some hits and get this thing dialed for race day. If not, I'll have it ready for first round. So converter's got to come out. And I hate doing that because my dump valve system, it's just a mess. And the more when you loosen all these lines, there's just potential for leaks. You can see everything's nice and dry. My sweet drip pan down there, nice and dry. So It's just potential for leaks, and I got to drain all this stuff out, so stand by. Also, wanted to update you guys. This would have been a cool video, but me with no time for anything, I dry poured my shed patio, and I was going to do that. The form's been up for like a year because I'm just the race cars just always taking priority. Watched some YouTube videos. Me and my wife dry poured something in the front. This is a 14 by 20, and when I kicked the form board loose, it kind of chunked that out a little bit, which is a bummer, but walls will be on there. So, and what I didn't realize too is when you kind of roll this out to get the screeding marks out, it's a little hard when it's this big to get them all out. But this is a shed. It was 5,920 pounds of bagged concrete. And the edges are nice and thick for where my walls are going, but the inside's pretty thin, which if you watch some dry pour videos, you're kind of trying to make a paver stone, because I'm not going to drive a car on that. It's going to get a riding lawnmower. So I'm going to slap a shed up, and I literally made 3 trips to Lowe's, probably almost broke my pickup putting too much concrete in it, but I was able to do all that and have and finish that in one night. And I started at 5 p.m. and I finished up at like 11. So yeah, anyway, that's what's going on in here. Also, I've been trying to sell a little project car, and I pulled the LS motor out, sold it. Guy came, we went for a test drive. 40 minutes later, I pulled that out, and I got something nasty in my eye. Had to go to the ER, had to get an IV in my eyeball, and I should post a picture of that, but that is horrible. The ER guy was like, dude, this is like the second worst thing you can have done here. And yeah, I've had some pretty horrible things happen to my body, but that sucked. And it was like just specks of something, and he said there was just hundreds of them. I was working underneath pulling the tranny, and a dude was up top, and I don't know if he bumped something, and a bunch of crap fell in my eye. And I thought, no big deal. Well, I wiped it with my shirt, and I go in to check, and my eyeball, the ball of my eye, blistered and was like muffin topping out of my eyelid. And I was like, oh my God. And I thought my eye was like gonna pop out of my head. I'd never seen anything like that. Yeah, I've gotten every chemical, every kind of product in my eye. And I wear safety glasses, but when you're bald and you wear a hat, shit deposits up here, and you stand up and it just falls right in your eye. So that was cool. Not really. But finished helping pull the motor, got the guys on their way, and then raced down to the ER, drove myself down there, and spent a couple hours there. Anyway, that was a couple of weeks ago, but my eyeball is legit now. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to make a converter change, and then I'm going to spool test it. I'm going to play with some dumps some more. I've been working on getting the converter to fill and trying to manipulate the pressure that I leave on, which I wasn't doing last season. And I think there's some to be gained. I'm really shooting for a sub 1 second 60 foot. So I think if I can chip away and get some more wheel speed at a 10th, my 10th and quarter second numbers could be improved, I think. So I've been trying to graph that, and I've been reaching out to some people that I think that go faster than I do to see if I could get some data. And I'm not asking for like a record setting number, but you know, anybody out there running sub into the 3s, you know, and wants to share, I'd take some drive shaft number. I know gear and tire really affect that, but I think there's a target, and that's what I'm trying to build. Gear ratio and tire side, like that's going to keep your engine happy, but I think there is a range at what the tire can be happy at. And I think accelerating the tire too fast is what pisses it off. Ultimately, you're trying to keep the tire happy going down the surface. And you can create some wheel speed with your wheelie bars, and drive shaft angle, and of course the 4-link and weight transfer and all that stuff play into that. But I still think there is a window at what a tire can be accelerated to go super fast. And yeah, so that's my theory. I'm going to try to get as much data as I can on that. And yeah, wish me luck. All right, smash that like button and subscribe.